Hello everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. Today I'm going to be art journaling using very limited supplies. All I'll be using is a magazine image, some plain printer paper, some Posca pens, some paints, paintbrush and a glue stick, and I think that's it. I've had some requests to do a page using limited supplies. For those of you that are just starting out art journaling and maybe don't have a lot of the stencils and stamps and fancy schmancy things. So I forgot to record this first bit. I've used some marine and fuchsia on my page, and you can see I've just overlapped the colours, just got some colour on the page using quite a big brush. Then I've got a piece of the printer paper and I've just drawn round different sized circles, lids and things that I found on my desk, and then I'm just cutting them out. So basically what I'm creating is a really simple stencil, just so that I can get some more shapes onto the background of my page. So once I'd cut them out, I made sure that the page was dry. Then I'm using a makeup sponge and some mineral paint, just adding some of these shapes onto the page. Usually I do this in sort of 3 areas, and just try and sort of think about balancing the page up where I can. So you can see that I've got the 3 areas there. And then I'm just getting another sheet of paper, I'm folding it in half, and I'm just creating like half of a chevron shape. So I did a larger one and a smaller one. And then using the same makeup sponge, I didn't wash it, and some fuchsia paint, I'm just adding the stenciling onto the page, again in 3 places, one of them sort of half hanging off the page. And then I'm using some white paint and a flat brush and just doing a bit of mark making on the background just to add a bit more interest. And then seeing as I had some paint left, I'm using a fan brush, but any paintbrush would work, and just doing a bit of splattering onto the background. And then once that was dry, I then used a thin Posca pen and just scribbled some groups of circles. So I decided I was going to use a magazine image on my page because, you know, most people can access a magazine, or you can even print an image off the internet if you wanted to. And then I just cut this one out and I'm sticking it in with a glue stick. You don't even need to use matte gel medium if you don't have it. A glue stick works perfectly well. And then I added a heart onto her because I like to put hearts onto my figures. And normally I would use washi tape, but this time I just cut a heart out of a colour in the magazine that I liked. Then I've gone down the left-hand side of the figure using a white Posca pen just to help that side of the figure stand out a bit, because it kind of was disappearing into the background because it was quite dark. Then I'm using a black Posca pen and just adding some dots here and there on the page. This is something that I do quite like to do. I kind of feel that it helps the image just sort of fit better onto the page. Here I'm just planning out where my writing is going to go. I found a quote that I liked and just mapped out in my mind where it was going to fit. Now this was quite strange because, as you can see as I'm writing it, it doesn't really stand out very well. I think that must be the lighting that I've got at the minute, because to me it was much easier to see than it is probably to you guys watching this video now. So I did spend quite a long time. I kept looking across at the computer screen and thinking, why on earth can't I see what I've written very clearly? Kept trying to see if I could pop the writing out a bit more. I think with hindsight it might have been better to just have maybe got a bit of white paint on my finger and just smudged a bit onto the background, or even using a baby wipe and just wiped a bit of white over the background. I think that would have worked quite well too. So I'm just spending a bit of time trying to darken up the letters. And then some more dots, just trying to break up, oh my gosh, break up the background a little bit. and some pink cheeks. And here I am, still faffing around with the letters. Sorry, this is not the most exciting bit to watch, is it? And then I decided that I would go in with a white gel pen and just almost put some sort of white marks where the shadows might be on the letters, just to help try and pop the ones out that were disappearing the most. And I think it helped a little bit. So, but that was okay. I'm fine with that. You know, sometimes things work and sometimes they're not quite so successful. But as part of the fun of art journaling is, you know, it's there, it's for you to see, it's not really for anybody else. So you just have to be okay with what you create. So here's the finished page, and I hope this helps you see that you don't really need lots of fancy things to art journal. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.